Hey everyone, Regal Reviews here. It is Wednesday, which means time for a Once Upon a Time recap. So to recap on tonight's episode, it was fantastic. This is probably my favorite episode the whole season, and the Regina-centric ones usually are mine, and I know many people's favorite. So apparently Ronnie and Henry are dealing with the whole picture they found last week, trying to figure out what exactly that means, because that Henry did admit that's a young version of him. And apparently, Henry said that this might be Victoria's doing. And apparently Ronnie keeps a bat in her bar, so she was like going all defensive and everything. It was freaking awesome that Ronnie's such a badass. Jacinda is fixing up her food cart and asks to borrow some of Ronnie's tools, and then Henry asks if she needs help, but Jacinda wants to do it on her own. And Henry and in the Enchanted Forest, Henry and Ella fight off these, I guess they're just regular bandits, I guess. He apparently still has this Tron lunchbox that Regina gave to him when he was 10 years old, so it was nice to see that, he always kept that after all these years. And Regina is kind of taken back in a way because she sees the man that Henry's become, and she realizes exactly how many years she's lost. And she thinks that Henry doesn't need her anymore, because obviously he can fight off bad guys, so she doesn't think he needs his mother anymore. Victoria is dealing with a migraine in her office, and apparently Ivy's aggravating her, is adding to her migraine. And apparently Ivy needed these flowers in her office to give to the witch in the secret attic, and I was wondering what it was for, and I'm starting to suspect, could the witch in the attic maybe be Mother Gothel? Because she looks old in her appearance, and, Mother Gothel in the movie Tangled needed flowers to keep her young. And apparently she doesn't have flowers, so making her look older. But, we don't know exactly what the whole flower thing is for yet. But, Lucy comes into the bar then and wonders about this picture, and Henry thinks it's these drunk pictures that Ivy posted on Drunkoween, being a drinking buddy, but Ronnie shows her the picture of Regina and Henry together, and Lucy's all excited then. She wants to try to get Regina to get her memories back, or try to have Ronnie get her memories back of Regina. And apparently Weaver has made a speedy recovery in the hospital, and he's basically leaves wanting to get right back to work. We find out that this is actually heartbreaking. Ronnie tried to adopt a kid once, but it didn't fall through because apparently the adoption agency said that she wasn't a good fit, and that's really sad. I mean, we know obviously that Regina was able to adopt Henry, but the fact that Ronnie has this backstory, it's just heartbreaking, because we all know Regina's an excellent mother. In the Enchanted Forest, we see Regina saves Drusilla from this eating plant. So I'm thinking, is this plant the same one that Ivy needs in Hyperion Heights? And Drusilla is basically saying, how she's having a difficult life with her mother, and her mother prefers her sister over her. And Regina could definitely relate to having a controlling mother. Gisela wants to be free of her, and Regina kind of mentors her in magic, and it was very interesting, because it was a lot of parallels to Regina and her relationship with Cora. In fact, they mentioned Cora quite a bit in this episode, and it only made me miss Cora more. But the fact that Regina is going to teach Gisela magic, that's a good thing. And I really think that Regina would be a good mentor for her. After everything she's been through, she can really, teach her a lot. And we find out the plant, in fact, is wasn't exactly the plant we saw in the Enchanted Forest, but it was something that Ivy needs for to see, I guess, how powerful Regina is. So I'm wondering, is she going to try to poison Regina? I mean, I'm like, oh, hell no. She better not try to poison Regina. Henry then tries to show Jacinda a mixtape while she's working on the food truck, and apparently we learn Henry's always been into 80s movies, John Hughes, and John Hughes movies are the best, like The Breakfast Club and all that fun stuff. So Henry definitely has great taste, and Jacinda warms up to him and actually has Henry help with the food truck. So technically their first date was fixing the food truck. Lucy was in this room. I'm gonna assume this is her room in Jacinda's place, because Ronnie comes in and says, she can't be here. She's not allowed to be here. And Ronnie and Lucy decide to be partners and try to... Well, Lucy wants Ronnie to get her memories back, but I guess Ronnie wants to try and help Lucy see that the picture of young Henry isn't Ronnie in the picture. So, Regina in the Enchanted Forest is teaching Gisela magic, and Gisela's feeling discouraged, and because she can't really do magic, but Regina almost has this rock fall on her, so Gisela would be able to do magic. And Regina actually said something very inspiring. She said that if you believe in yourself, it's possible. Basically, if you believe in yourself, anything is possible. I definitely believe that. And she tells Gisela about the dark curse that she cast. So I'm thinking, wait a minute, that's setting off some red flags for me. And apparently Rumple's in the Enchanted Forest, and I wondered, whoa, how did he get here, Ronnie wants Weaver to see if there's a baby adopted in Boston, and basically to see if there was a Regina Mills that adopted a baby, and Weaver said he'd do it, but Ronnie would owe Weaver a favor, and we all know Rumpelstiltskin making deals in favor, so Ronnie owing Weaver a favor cannot be good. And we see Tilly rematches Rogers in a game of chess, because Rogers is trying to figure out what happened to Eloise Gardner, and Tilly tells Rogers that basically to look at the pieces that you have that you're not paying attention to. So Rogers tries to look at the evidence he has and see what he might be missing, and he puts two and two together about the tattoo on the perp's arm he was interrogating a couple episodes ago. He goes to his house and finds out that the henchman's actually, I call him the henchman's actually murdered. So I'm thinking, did he know or reveal too much? I don't know what happened to him. It didn't say yet. But Regina and Rumple reunite, and he said something that clarified what I was confused about. He said that the world that him and Belle were in lasted a lifetime, basically, but in Storybook it was just in the blink of an eye. So that, I'm glad that clarified some things. And again, mentions Cora, so mention Cora quite a lot. I hope they bring her back for at least a flashback. But anyway, Regina shows Gisela Victoria in this magic mirror trying to wake up Anastasia, and explains that's why she needed Henry's heart to try to, of a true believer, to get Anastasia to wake up. And Gisela asks Regina's help to kill Tremaine, but Regina doesn't want Gisela to go down the same path that she has in the past, because once you kill someone, that turns your heart black. And she is trying to convince her to be the hero that she knows she can be, because the heroes always win. And we find out that Ronnie looks at the adoption papers and sees Regina Mills, and she writes Regina Mills out, and their signatures both match. So she's basically, thinking, could this possibly be true, what they're saying? Drusilla has the prince that she's gonna marry. We see that the prince is gonna try to kill Tremaine, and Regina tries to stop her, because again, she doesn't want her to go down the same path she has, and she's really trying to help her. But Drusilla actually turns her heart black by killing the prince, and we find out that's what she wanted all along. She wanted her mother to suffer, because now Lady Tremaine can't use Ivy's heart. Oh, I keep getting their names all mixed up for their cursed selves. Tremaine can't use Drusilla's heart to wake up Anastasia. And Drusilla wants to start the dark curse, and she wants to take it a step further than Regina has, and she wants to make the curse unbreakable. And I'm thinking, how can the curse be unbreakable? We've known for 7 seasons now that every curse can be broken. But Hyperion Heights, Ivy put something in Ronnie's drink, and I'm thinking, did she poison her? But interestingly enough, Ivy wakes up Regina. So now Regina has her memories back, and I'm so happy. I mean, I think we've all been waiting for Regina to get her memories back. So the queen is back. We find out that the curse, what's different about the old curse, that it is hero proof. And if the curse is broken, something happens to the people that Regina cares about. And I'm a little bit confused by that. I'm wondering, what exactly does that mean? Will something happen to the people in Hyperion Heights, or will something happen to the people in Storybrooke? Because we don't know what happened to the people in Storybrooke yet, like where they're at, and how are they doing. So I'm hoping they explain that more. I mean, this is only the first episode they had Regina awake, so I assume they're gonna tell more about that. But Ivy wants Regina to not let Henry and Jacinda kiss, because apparently True Love's kiss still has an effect in the curse, and Jacinda and Henry's first kiss might possibly break the curse. I mean, I don't know. They're both heroes, so this is supposed to be hero proof, so I think breaking this curse will definitely be more difficult than breaking the last curse. We see in the Enchanted Forest, it was a very sweet and touching scene. Regina, it's not that she regrets being in staying in the Enchanted Forest with Henry, but she thinks that, Henry doesn't need her anymore, and Henry reassures her that he still needs her. I mean, he can fight off bullies and everything, but he still will always need his mother. Like, Regina was the first person that ever loved him and has ever truly loved him. That is her true love, her son. And Regina really could stand being apart for Henry for so long, and I think they both regret that time apart they had. And yeah, so Ronnie and Henry in Hyperion Heights, they touch base about Lucy and try to see if Lucy is over the fairy tale fantasies, and Ronnie Regina says that it would be helpful maybe if Henry knew about his mother, and we find out that Henry, I guess his cursed self, was born in prison and grew up in the foster system, just like Emma did. So, yeah, Regina almost told Henry that she's his mother, but she holds his hand and says, I'm just glad we're getting to know each other. So, Regina is officially awake. I love this episode. It's probably my favorite the whole season. But it also made me wonder, is Victoria actually awake? Or is Ivy, well, now Rumpelstiltskin, Tilly's awake, and Regina? So I'm wondering, is everybody going to start to wake up now, or what's going to happen? Is everybody not going to wake up till the curse hits? I mean, the curse is broken. Next week's episode is apparently a 2-hour episode, and we see more of Alice's backstory, so we'll see more of Tilly and Alice's backstory. And I think we're also gonna see some of Rapunzel's backstory. And I think we're also gonna see maybe some more clues about what happened to Eloise Gardner. And also Ronnie questions Weaver, asking, what do you know about Rumpelstiltskin? Does that name ring a bell to you? So I have a feeling that Weaver and Ronnie are gonna know each other's awake and they might team up. So that would be freaking awesome. So then all they need is for Rogers to realize that he's Captain Hook. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. I definitely hope you give this season a chance. I was a bit skeptical, and there's a few minor things I don't like, but I really give this season a chance, and I love this season so far. It's always full of twists and turns. I never know what's going to happen. Always so suspenseful, and I think they're doing a great job so far. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. If you guys want to check out Once Upon a Time, it is on Fridays, 8 p.m. on ABC. Until next time, stay regal.